From Yale's point of view, this enterprise is very consistent with our historical tradition. And that's one of the things that makes it so exciting. Yale was a pioneer in establishing the concept of liberal education in the United States. Yale has a history of innovation in liberal education and in spreading it elsewhere. Now, nearly 200 years later, we have another opportunity. And we have an opportunity to take this idea in a modern form, and in a form adapted to Asia and made appropriate for Asia. Students are going to grow up in a world that's highly interconnected, that's totally interdependent. And Western students are going to need to understand the East, Eastern students are going to need to understand the West, and an education that confronts the classic ideas of the Western tradition with the classic ideas of the Eastern tradition will be tremendously enriching and render those students much more capable of the kind of cross-cultural understanding that will be necessary for global cooperation in the future. Well, we think NUS is going to be a fantastic partner for us at Yale. First of all, the people here are terrific to work with. President Tan and Vice President Lily Kong, Deputy President Joe Mullenix have all been just great partners. We agree on a vision. We really have common values. We're approaching the problem the same way. I think there's just to be no question it'll be a seamless partnership and a very effective one. NUS has a great track record. So we've talked to other schools, such as Duke and NYU and MIT, that have worked with NUS, and the leaders of those institutions all testify to how smooth the partnerships smoothly they've worked, how excellent the relationships are, and how pleased they are with their involvement. So everything points to a very successful collaboration. Singapore, I think, is an ideal location for doing this kind of experiment because it sits at the hub of Asia, and it makes it possible to have an influence that's pan-Asian. We'd like to have these ideas of liberal arts education reach China and India and Southeast Asia. And by locating in Singapore, where students would be drawn from all of those places, I think it creates an opportunity for that kind of influence to take place. If we were to locate in India or in China, we might have impact on those nations, but probably much less likely to have impact on the entire region. At Yale-NUS College, we hope to educate leaders who have the right preparation for the 21st century. The world is faced with many complex problems, and complex problems are not easily solved by narrow specialists. You need two things that this college will provide. One is a multidisciplinary perspective. To understand complex problems, you need a little psychology. You need an understanding of history. You may need, in some cases, an understanding of economics. And to be a good citizen in the 21st century, you need to have some knowledge of science and technology. A liberal arts education gives people exposure to all of those fields. Second, we're going to need understanding that crosses borders. The world is highly interdependent, and most organizations, both private organizations and public organizations, are going to need leaders who have the capacity for cross-cultural understanding. By having a liberal arts education that draws the best ideas from Eastern and Western perspectives, I think we will prepare people well for leadership. I really believe that to solve the complex problems that will make the world a better place, we need not narrow specialists, but broadly educated people. And that is our great hope for Yale-NUS College.